So, hello and good morning. Before I start, I would like to introduce me and my team members. So, my name is Nurradia Shikin binti Muhammad Ali. My team members is Nurul Zamira binti April and Nur Shakira binti Manja. So, now I'll be presenting on the introduction, which is the topic of community involvement in rural tourism, focusing on Kiulu, a rural area in Tuaran district of Sabah, Malaysia. So, rural tourism supports economic growth and cultural preservation, especially when local communities actively participate in Kiulu natural attraction like the Kiulu River, have encouraged tourism activities such as river rafting and homestays. Yet, community involvement remains limited. A study by Payment et al. 2014 found that while some locals take on tourism roles, their influence in decision-making is minimal. Key barriers include low awareness, financial constraint, poor English skills, limited access to information, and insufficient government support. Addressing these challenges is essential to building a more inclusive and sustainable tourism framework for Kiulu. So now I'll be explaining on the first policy problem, which is low community engagement. Although rural tourism is often promoted as a community-based initiative, but many residents in Kiulu feel left out of the process, which they are often invited to meetings but rarely have any real influence on decisions. This creates a sense that their presence is symbolic, not meaningful, leading to frustration and a lack of motivation to get involved. Several barriers contribute to this issue, including limited knowledge of tourism, financial constraint, poor English communication skill, and lack of access to information. Additionally, there is inadequate government support, with little effort to train, equip, or recognize local stakeholders. To solve this, policy makers need to move beyond token involvement, which they must build a real partnership with local communities through training, funding, access, and involving them in decision-making processes. So the second policy problem is underutilized local potential. So this refers to Kiulu is rich in natural and cultural resources like rivers, forests, traditional skills, and local cuisines. Yet, many of these assets remain untapped or are not developed in structured tourism products. There is also a shortage of skills in areas like handicrafts, storytelling, and tour guiding, which are essential for creating authentic experiences. So without this, tourism activities in Kiulu remains limited and uncompetitive. Policies must address this by investing in capacity building and skills training, empowering local residents to turn their environment and culture into tourism products will create sustainable income and strengthen the tourism sectors overall. So the third policy problem holding back rural tourism in Kiulu Sabah is the lack of proper infrastructure and basic facility like poor road condition, limited transportation, and missing amenities like clean restroom and information centers, which make it hard for tourists to visit and enjoy their stay. These problems are caused by insufficient government funding and weak coordination among agencies. Current policies are too general and fail to target areas like Kiulu with real tourism potential. This not only frustrated visitors but also limits income opportunities for the local business. To fix this, we need better roads, public transport, and tourist-friendly facilities, also supported by strong partnership between local government tourism agency and private stakeholders.
Now, I want to explain policy objective in rural Sabah tourism development. First is develop rural tourism cluster across Sabah to devise tourism products to identify potential areas. Second is improve local income and reduce rural poverty through tourism related to enterprise to provisions of homestay service. Last is to attract both domestic and international tourists to non-urban areas because tourism and promotions and campaigns. Next, I will pass to the strategies of rural Sabah tourism development. Next is the strategy rural Sabah tourism development, which is the capacity building. It is important effort in rural tourism development because it is ensured that local community are not only actively involved but also competitive and able to manage tourism sustainability and professionality through training and education. Second is homestay program support. This is because they need to provide guidance or to communicating that accept or want to apply to develop homestays as their setting. Next is infrastructure and funding. Among the effective infrastructure are basic facilities such as water and electricity. As we know, water and electricity are problems that are always experienced by the people of Sabah, and it is not known when this problem will be solved. Many rural areas in Sabah still experience a shortage of clean water and electricity. Therefore, the government needs to make a rural tourism program include in the state and federal government plans to supply the gravity water tank or pipe system to tourist village. Last is promotion through Sabah Tourism Board and platform, which is Heart of Borneo. STB lists tourist village, homestay, and rural destinations on its official website, digital catalog, and tourism exhibitions, so that they will be built the narratives of each destination, such as the explore the cultural roots of Kiulu, test the dusun traditions in Ranau, homestay, and others.
Thank you, Nur Shakira. So next, I will talk about the strengths and weaknesses of the rural tourism policy in Kiulu, Sabah. This policy has helped the local people in some ways, but it also has the problems. I will explain 3 strengths and 3 weaknesses using the simple examples. The first strength is that tourism helps people to make money, which is many villagers now work as river guides, homestay owners, or help take care of the river and fishing using the local tagal system. They still farm, but now they can earn extra income. A study showed that 41% of villagers are involved in tourism. Most of them work part-time, and some people also join tourism activities because they enjoy it as a hobby. So tourism is not just a job, it is something they like to do. It fits into their daily life. The second strength is that some villagers are involved in tourism planning. In the study, we can see that 36.1% of people said they join meetings to give their ideas. Even though they cannot make a big decision, they can share their opinions. This is important. It makes people feel that their voice matters. In fact, 95.2% of people in the study believe they should have a say in tourism plans in their area. The third strength is that tourism activities match the local culture and their nature. Tourists enjoy things like crafting, homestays, and the 4M Kiulu challenges, which is a fun activity with the nature and the local tradition. These activities help tourists learn about Kiulu's culture without harming the environment. So tourism can grow, but local life and nature are still respected. And to summarize all of the strengths with the better support, which is the people in Kiulu can benefit more from tourism in the future. Now let's look at the weaknesses. The first weakness is that local people don't have enough power in making their decision. Even though they attend the meetings, they only give suggestions. Outsiders or the tourism sector still make the final decision. So the villagers cannot fully control the tourism activities that affect their life and land. The second weaknesses is that many people cannot join tourism because of barriers. For example, 96.4% say they don't know much about tourism, and 86.7% don't have enough money or cannot speak in English, while 85.5% said they lack of information, and 72.3% said the government does not give enough help. Also, the bad roads and a few job opportunities make things harder. This means many villagers miss out on tourism benefits. The third weaknesses is about bigger problems in the system. Tourism is often controlled by powerful people or the government. So, the local people do not get enough legal or financial support. Also, some villagers do not understand how tourism works. This makes them less involved, and most of the time, the government benefits more than locals. This is very unfair for them. To summarize all of the weaknesses, to fix this, the government and leaders should work together with the villagers. They need to give fair chance to everyone. So, in conclusion, rural tourism in Kiulu has both good and bad side. It helps villagers to earn money, enjoy their culture, and take part in the planning. But it also has problems like lack of power, barriers to join, and unfair system. If we solve these problems, rural tourism can become better for everyone in the Kiulu.
Last but not least, I will end our presentation with the conclusions. Sabah is a Malaysian state with a rich natural culture and diversity, has a great potential in rural tourism. To realize this, well-planned policy should focus on infrastructure improvement, rural access, conversations, and community based on tourism. Active community involved education, skill training, and financial support are essentials. Sustainable practice are also crucial to ensure tourism growth does harm the environment.